It's going. I'm doing all right. I'm tired. But
Tired? Yeah.
yeah, I drink coffee every day, and lately I was like, well, I'm gonna try not drinking coffee Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays that I don't go to tournaments just to decrease my caffeine usage, and I'm just tired.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but other than that, I'm doing good. Had a good
Yeah.
time last night. I hadn't gone to mid lane in like a month, just because of life stuff and whatnot, and I I want to make it. I want to be PR eligible, so I was like, all right, I'm just gonna force myself to go the next few weeks so I have the attendance. I was
Mm-hmm.
happy I went, even though Tuesday I was out really late. I wake up at 5 for work, and I got home after midnight Tuesday night. So I was
Jesus.
like, I was. Yesterday was a long day, and then I still played well, so I was pleased with myself,
Mm-hmm. That's it.
and things are going good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Yeah. Melee's been great.
I believe you this time compared to last time.
What did I say last time?
You said I'm good, but it was not believable.
Hmm.
I mean, there's all sorts of
When was our
stuff
last
going on.
lesson?
Let me look. It was like I think Ginger retiring and other stuff going on
The
that
12th.
was bothering you. Yeah, yeah, the 12th.
Yep. Yeah, yeah. I probably was
Yeah.
not doing that great. I remember.
No, no, yeah. I said I'm gonna pretend to believe you, and you said thank you or something, and I was like, okay.
Okay. I do not even remember that. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but this morning I was trying to think about what to talk about because I didn't want what happened last time to happen, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you got a chance to read what I sent you this morning, but
I read it, yeah.
I don't know if you want to talk about any of that because I spent a lot of time thinking and I didn't have many more thoughts happen other than, man, I wish I knew what I wanted to talk about.
Hmm.
And I talked to Andrew and I was asking him like, because
And just kind of going through it.
he told me, yeah, my whole lesson I just had an existential crisis. Is
Yeah.
me right now, and I was like, excellent.
Yeah,
So,
I'm a post our last lesson. It's pretty intense.
yeah, with him.
Yeah, it's like for a whole hour is pretty much just him saying like, "Yeah, I just don't know what to do here," and I was like, "Yeah, I know, because you haven't practiced it, and like because you can't know, that's the point."
Yeah,
He's just like, "Oh shit."
that is fair.
Yeah,
It's hard to know what to do unless you put yourself in the situation.
it was specifically Falco lasers, where he was
Okay.
like, "I'm so bad at Falco lasers," and I was like, "Yeah, you are." He's like, I was telling him how to practice or what to look at. He's like, "Yeah, I just don't know how to set up like the right thing or blah blah blah." And I was like, "Yes, you don't know how to set it up because you're bad at it, and the only way to get better at it is to learn it and
Yeah,
practice it."
yeah.
It was really funny.
A lot of times the, I mean, I think this is everyone, but just starting is the hardest part.
Yeah,
And it sounds like that's where he's at, but yeah. So I
everyone
don't
wants to
know
do
if
it
you had
right.
some. What was that?
I was saying everyone wants to do it right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everyone's focused on getting it right from the beginning rather than trial and error, right? Just because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get it.
I
We
did
all
too.
have limited
Yeah.
time. Um, did you have any thoughts after what I said today to maybe guide
Uh,
conversation?
let's see. You said it sucks because you vividly remember being afraid to take any risk and actually go for the W. And then you do the thing where it becomes so like risk aware that you don't take any risk anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely not good.
No, it was bad.
Do you know? I mean, have you thought about why you felt like that? Like that'd be a place to
Um,
start, rather than talking about why it's bad. More so like why you thought that in the
yeah.
first place.
I mean, I think I'm just scared of Jigglypuff.
Why?
Rest,
Hmm.
I
It's not.
guess.
It's not rest. It's like up throw into rest or like up
Yeah, yeah,
air
yeah, yeah. I
into
mean,
rest, right?
yeah, it's
I mean, we should break
whatever that
down
leads to
the.
the rest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We should
So
break down the tiers. And
I guess my number one is like I is probably up throw. I probably only get the DI on it like half of the time.
mm-hmm.
Um, is the biggest one.
Are you
I
surprised
don't.
when you get up throw?
No,
Well,
not
okay, so now
really.
it's like it's not even up throw, it's grab,
Yeah, yeah. It's
right?
grab, and then I know typically when I get grab, I really like to try to shield poke puff, and sometimes like going for it and missing it, you just get shield grabbed. And I think I'm just like a little late on getting the input for DI.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I know that I don't know. So I guess another thing is like the amount of times that I've just been up winning against Puff, like yesterday included, to just lose the game is most of the time that I've played against Puff.
Mm. It feels like it feels like you're kind of in your head about it. Let's like
Yeah.
let's not use puff to describe it
Yeah,
anymore
okay.
because like I don't think puff is like what you're scared of or like where the problem even is.
No, you're probably right.
It could be a problem with like your risk reward on like getting grabbed. Like if you're surprised when you get grabbed, that's probably a problem
Yeah.
because that might mean you not know how a mix up plays out. Now there are some weird situations where like oh like I might have drifted in a certain way and they ran at me and shielded and then they got a shield grab. But even that's like should still be within expectations,
Right.
in my opinion at least. Like we could watch some games and we can kind of like break down these grabs or what leads to rest. But I definitely want you to get out of your head about it being like a puff thing or something like that because it's not puff, it's the thought process that's leading to these things that needs to be like corrected or looked at. Not Jigglypuff. Because if it wasn't Jigglypuff, it'd be fucking Marth. And if it wasn't Marth, it'd be Donkey Kong's grab or
Right. Right.
whoever. So we can start there. You say you don't have any slippies. Is it on YouTube?
No,
Mm.
no, no. But man, I gotta figure out a way to have replays. We used to have replays every week from mid lane, and then Tenacity is a busy young man and can't can't do it, so he's just not been doing it.
Do you just have any random Slippy files of you versus Puff within the last month?
I don't think so.
No,
I
damn.
have a hard time finding puffs that are down to play too.
I just meant like you don't play ranked or anything.
No, I haven't been playing ranked. I set up those like weekly practice sessions with a bunch of different people that play different characters. And I did have a puff player who agreed to a time who has yet to show up for the time.
Mm.
Um, and I haven't been able to find somebody else that's been down to play. Let me look. I'll like play unranked when I can't find anyone to play, but I don't think I've played any puffs recently.
Was it streamed yesterday?
No, I played Josh off stream. I played
Fuck.
Skurzo on stream. Yeah. It was it was
So we had
it was
nothing to
we
look
had
at for
yeah, no.
Jigglypuff. Okay,
No.
that's
I
unfortunate.
yeah. I'm still going through my Slippy or my SLPs real quick, but I don't see any puffs, unfortunately. Also, Josh and Michael don't go to mid lane regularly either. I wish they did.
Mm-hmm. That's funny. Andrew had a problem with Puff too.
Yeah.
Kind like not with Puff. He just sent me a
Like
picture of like Jigglypuff narrating, and he was like, "What do I do?" And I was like, "Oh man, that is not the question."
I got nair arrested once yesterday, and I was like, ah, I deserve that.
Mm-hmm.
I was I was sad.
Well, if you can't look at Puff, then I don't know. I mean, we can look at whatever you want, but I do think that thought process should probably be looked at or talked about in some way, like
Okay.
of your fear of a certain thing in a matchup and how it's causing you to believe all these things about a matchup because of like previous failures and things like that.
Yeah,
Because you
I'm
bring
down to
up
talk about
like,
that.
yeah, you just bring up like how like you this happens a lot versus Puff.
It has.
Yeah.
I mean, it's happened against a lot of characters, but
Mm-hmm.
I guess I mean it's definitely just a me problem,
Yeah.
not a specific character.
And also like thinking about things like up 3 stocks to one and loss, and up 2 stocks to one and loss, and
Yeah, it's just way worse. Like I need to let that go and just go on to the next game. And
it's not even that. It's just like those things aren't like actual indicators of like who's gonna win or who should have won
no,
or
no,
anything like that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I just it makes me feel worse, and I have to get over that. I know that.
Yeah. Why does it make you feel worse?
Um, it makes me feel like a couple of different things. Um, one being like I I know good things to do, and like I know like one being like let me gather my thoughts.
Hmm.
It makes me question like my decision making in general then,
If
and then
you
make
lose like 3 stocks to one or something.
yeah, if I like let somebody make, a big comeback, it makes me question any sort of decisions that I'm trying to make. Um,
Hmm.
and then I start second guessing myself, and then I'm really like second guessing myself when I'm playing. I don't know. I'm sure it's for a lot of people, but it in general, I think second guessing yourself just is going to automatically make you play much worse too.
Yeah.
And
I think that's a consequence of second guessing.
um and then you kind of get I didn't watch you get like that analysis paralysis of like, well, last time I did this, I got this happened or this could happen or that could happen, and like it just makes the decision making process much slower, and it can't be slower.
Um.
Well, I don't know if it necessarily can't be slower.
Well, you're listing like the
Feelings.
symptoms of what happens when you feel
Yeah.
like this, and I'm trying to figure out why you feel like this. So, how about when it's the opposite? What if you make a 3 stock comeback and win? Does that feel like really good?
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Do you think that
Um,
feeling so strongly about the positive one is affecting how strongly you feel about the negative one?
um, almost certainly, whether it's consciously or subconsciously.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a combination of like feeling. I don't know how else to put it, but I'm just gonna say it like this because
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is the
Say whatever.
feeling stupid. Like, oh well, they caught on to this. Like they're obviously making adjustments, right? And like I'm probably noticing them, but not sure how to handle them in a quick enough manner. So then, like, I feel stupid, and then I get frustrated with myself
Uh huh.
for feeling stupid, and then it's like it's like cyclical, where all these like all those other things that I talked about also start happening. But I guess it.
Well, I mean, we could try and logic this out. Like, do you feel like the way you think about the game changes when you have a big lead?
Oh, 100%.
Why?
I take my foot off the gas pedal. I pull the car over. I'm like in the left lane cruising fast. Oh, I got a big lane or a big lead. Let's pull over to the right lane and start driving like
Well, not so much as like
driving
what
Miss
you
Daisy.
do, but like, does the way you view like how just a common mix-up like happens? Does that does that change?
I
Because
don't
like
know.
when you break it down, it's like yes, you're winning 3 stocks to one. Does that mean your mix-ups like are no longer prone to getting outplayed?
No, no, no,
Of
no.
course not,
Absolutely
right?
not.
So then you lose that stock, and it's like, well, now you're still up 2 to 1, quotation marks up. It's just like,
Right.
well, what does that mean? Does that mean like this next mix-up is also not prone to like getting outplayed?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not. So like, yes, they are making this big comeback or figuring you out or whatever and all those things. It's like that. The game's just being played. All
Yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff is like in your head, and it's distracting you.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's like they could
I
like it's not you're not in control of like winning because you're up 3 stocks to 1.
no.
The same way people aren't in control of uh like losing or like winning a basketball game if they're up like a bunch of points in the fourth quarter. The
Right.
same way like someone's not in control of not getting knocked out in a boxing match if they've won like the previous 4 rounds. It's like
Right.
yeah, you got to
I
keep
think
playing. The
no,
game just
yeah.
doesn't stop.
When you asked if your mix-ups interact differently, I think what happens is I stop wanting to play my mix-ups.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said, that it becomes like
It
I
becomes a
just don't
comfort
take risk,
thing.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I have to figure out how to not get into that comfort and continue to play rather than
Yeah.
just kind of be passive and experiencing it.
I think the stock count thing is straight up like a trap to fall into if you use it the wrong way. If you use it in any way of an indication of like what should be happening or what should happen, then like you're gonna fall into cycles and you're gonna lose focus. But if you just use it as like information, like oh they're losing, so they might take a slightly bigger risk here. They might, or they might not. They might be the type of player to play more reserved if they're losing. Like all it is just like something little to give you information, but it should not drastically dictate like how you're feeling or change your game plan in any way. Like if your game plan is to interact with Puff at this range, and that needs to be consistent throughout the whole game, not just because you're winning or losing. What you do out of those interactions can be dictated on whether you're winning or losing because you might need to take bigger risk. You might be able to take less risk depending on like habits, mix-ups, or like the flow of the game, and if you're winning and if you're losing, stuff like that. But your game plan should not overall drastically change, and the way you view the game, like the lens you view the game under, should not change based off of the stock count. And yeah, I just did a lesson today too, where like Falco player played first stock flawlessly, really well. Maybe made a few mistakes, but like that's gonna happen. I've never played a game with no mistakes, and he made a big mistake in his combo and got reversed and died. Came back to the next stock and was very like antsy and taking like these huge risks near the corner and like almost lost the second stock immediately. And it's just like why? Like your game plan didn't fail. What
Yeah.
happened was just natural. Like you made a mistake,
And you die
died for it. And even if you didn't make a mistake, it's not like your opponent has to like submit to just getting outplayed. They can keep trying, and they might
Right.
be able to outplay you and take the stock. And it's like, yeah, that's fine. You don't have to throw away your whole game plan because you lost the stock. You haven't lost the game yet. So
Yeah.
yeah, but it's just interesting to see people kind of like spiral from like a stock loss, and it's like I've been there. I get in my head too about it, which is why I'm like I can explain it like this. It's just like, man, it's you got to be stronger than those emotions that come with like losing a stock or losing a mix up or getting outplayed or making a mistake. It's just those are
It's
just all
just part
things
of
that
playing.
it's just part of it.
Yeah.
You can't mitigate it. You can't like get rid of it. You just have to accept it and go to the next stock and the next interaction.
Yeah.
Now,
Well,
when we do analysis and everything, we can think about and talk about,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
why these things happen. Was it a technical or, external or internal mistake? How can we fix it? Blah, blah, blah. But, like,
Right.
in tournament and in the moment, it's like, dude, this should be accepted before you step foot in the venue.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
So then, you're not gonna have the answer to this question. I'm just thinking out loud.
That's good.
Why is it that if I have a large lead when I lose a stock, I decide to stop playing the game in the same way?
hmm
And that's something I have to figure out.
Yeah. I mean, I have guesses because I've done the same thing. It's because it's comforting to not have to think anymore, to feel like it's over. It's comforting to feel like you're winning and better, and you want to use your brain power to focus on something else, like the next game or your next opponent or something like that. So like I get it. That's why I do it.
I I think comfort is just the answer.
Yeah.
I have to think about it more, but just going off of my gut instinct, I can't imagine another reason.
Yeah. I truly think that like most people don't want to like engage with melee and play it. They just want to win. And
Yeah.
it's like I think that's why when the win feels secured, that's when the melee stops because they're just like, oh my god, thank God, I don't have to play this
Oh.
game anymore. Like, I
Yeah,
just
I
get to
made I made it
win.
through the tunnel to the other
Yeah,
side,
yeah,
and you're not there. You just barely see the light. Oh,
yeah.
and now you got fucking rocked. You're just on the ground dead.
It's just like, oh man, like the game's still going on,
Yeah.
but it's like you have to, again, you have to like kind of accept melee, accept that that's what it is, and like want to play it. And there's been times where I've been locked in my round one. I'm up to. I take the first two stocks immediately, and I am not letting up. I am locked in, watching my opponent engage with him and everything. Because it's like there's no benefit to not focusing and thinking about him,
Yeah.
or thinking about my opponent. I've played this game for so long, and it doesn't take up that much energy to like.
No, it doesn't.
And it's not like we're
And
playing back to back to back to back to back.
no.
You do get
Well,
breaks.
sometimes at mid lane it'll be like that, but
Sure, but you do get like smaller breaks. Some of
even if
them
it's
might
just
be
a
a few
couple
minutes.
minutes,
Yeah, exactly.
right? It's not sitting there just spamming start on the
Yeah.
button during a session.
You're also not like exhausting physical energy that much. It's not like
No,
you're running. It's not like you're getting hit
no,
in
no.
real life or anything. Like if you look at it and break it down, like this stuff is easy.
Yeah,
Compare it to like
to a lot of other
a
things.
lot of other sports.
Yeah,
So it's just like, man, why not use the energy versus all my opponents? I play tired all the time. I can still focus or still try to.
yeah, yeah,
And the only thing that's going to happen when I don't is like I'm going to regret not focusing when I
yeah.
lose.
100%.
Yeah. But it's like if I try my hardest, I think that's also like the big thing is like if people do try their absolute hardest and lose, then like
It doesn't hurt as much.
no, I was going to say it hurts more because like
Oh,
there's no excuse to hold on to. There's no like
oh,
I got distracted, I stopped doing the game plan. It's like no, I tried my absolute hardest, I paid attention, and I just wasn't good enough. Like that's too hard for people sometimes to
yeah.
just accept.
That's fair.
Yeah. So
I
like
was just thinking about the last couple of times that I've lost, and I tried my hardest, and it was just a good set, and I was like, okay, I lost.
yeah, that's
But
good.
yeah, no, the other side makes a lot of sense. Like
Mhm.
probably more sense than the thought process that I experienced.
Mhm. I mean, it is comforting to also like have a reason to like hold on to. That's the way you lost. I mean, again, speaking from experience and like someone who kind of always has something going on at tournaments that I kind of like can hold on to. I am at a point now where I no longer ever want to blame like performance on things like that. I want to try my hardest, and like if I lose, that just means I wasn't good enough. And that's like it's easier to deal with if that's what you know it is, and if you can accept that, because then you just get to work. You figure out what went wrong and everything. But if I can show up there and be fully present and try my hardest and like stick to my game plans and all those things, like I don't care about the execution and the results and all that stuff, because like I don't know if I'm gonna mess this thing up. I don't know if they're gonna
Right.
mess that thing up. I don't know who's gonna win this. Like I just can't know. So it's like since I can't know and since I have no control over it, I don't want to spend my energy worrying about that stuff.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Getting immersed into your opponent is very it's fun.
It is. I actually, um, before yesterday, I've been having a lot of issues staying focused when I've been playing, um, which probably for about 3 weeks, and
Hmm.
then for about a month and a half before that, I was like able to just dial in, like almost like I don't want to say just kind of manually enter like a flow state, but it felt very similar where I was just actually focused and experience like playing.
Hmm.
And it's so much more enjoyable to play melee when playing like that.
It is.
And 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 on top of that, like when I get hit and I'm playing like that, I most of the time understand why I got hit
Uh huh.
and then can like adjust accordingly. But when I'm not playing like that, I obviously can't. If I don't know why I got hit, I can't necessarily make the right adjustment. Maybe I make an adjustment. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that, but
I mean, I hear you. It's just like what you described is like how I used to play melee when I first started playing. Like I'm learning. I'm not thinking about Jigglypuff. I'm not thinking about how many times I've lost this in the past or anything. It's like I'm just playing and noticing and watching. But now it's like 10 years later, you fast forward, and it's like I have all this knowledge and all these preconceived notions and everything. Now it's just they're distracting me.
yeah,
I wasn't supposed to use to learn these things to think about them. I was supposed to learn them to like
just utilize them, right?
yeah,
Man,
yeah,
why so much of this game is just strictly in your head. It's insane.
yeah. So much of this game is not the game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Game is pretty simple. Eh, trust me, like we don't have rocket scientists dominating this game. I've talked to every single top player. They're great people, but like they're no different from like you and me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was really half expecting you to just be like, they're a bunch of dumbasses, to be
No,
honest with you.
no,
No,
they're
I know,
not.
I know. But it would have been pretty funny.
I would have said that maybe like 2 or 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I would have said that.
What what changed since then?
Uh, I don't know. More empathy towards them.
Oh, okay. I
They're just
like that.
yeah.
I was curious. I was just curious. Are you going to bot me on Saturday?
No, I didn't even know. What is that?
Oh, it's an Indiana regional.
Oh, Morris is going. That's what he. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Is
what. That's why I was
is
curious.
Ossify going?
I don't know.
Okay,
I could look. I actually think he is, to be honest. I
that's
looked the
crazy.
other day. Let me see.
But yeah, I don't know. Do you want to watch any VODs or anything like that, or you want to keep talking? It's up to you.
I I was thinking while we were talking, I need to figure out how to get VODs more regularly. If I'm not if we're not gonna have SLVs. No ossify, I lied. Looks like just Morse from around there. At least
Mm-hmm.
that I recognize.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm okay with just talking more about this because I would like to. I don't know if you have more insight on this, on those sorts of things that we've been talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot.
Yeah,
Like,
I actually would love some more guidance on that rather than the crumbs that you've given me more than crumbs, but you know what I'm saying.
I mean, like, what more? Because
Um,
I'm not exactly sure where to go with it. It's something that I'm also learning myself, but
oh no, no, that's fair.
yeah,
Um, man, I'm just
thinking
yeah.
that's fair.
Oh, and I'm trying to think about too many things at once too.
Yeah, one step at a time. Can't fix all the problems. I do think problems do start to unravel more once you start fixing them, though. Like if you fix one
Uh,
problem, it might lead to like
six more.
a thought process. No, no, no. Like fixing one problem might lead to a thought process that fixes another problem.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
That
not
makes more
and
sense than
fixing
what I
one
was
problem
thinking.
shouldn't cause more
Yeah,
problems.
I was like, no, don't tell me more
No, no, no,
problems are
no,
gonna
no.
come from solving a problem.
That don't
Uh,
that doesn't make me. I mean, you like you're always gonna have more problems, but I don't think
yeah,
they're
yeah,
gonna directly be from you solving a problem.
yeah.
It
I was
could
like,
be,
oh,
but yeah,
thank
that's
you
not where I
for
was getting at.
that. Man, I was looking to see if Botany had seating done. Um, I don't know. Uh, that was a lot to think about.
It is a lot. I guess you can kind of see why like Andrew's going through it as well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's. I don't know. Do you remember when I sent you that video about the teams making big comebacks in the NBA?
Mm-mm. I you
Uh,
sent me it, and I need to watch that. I love watching stuff like that.
it, I think it's this one I sent to you on the 11th. Yeah, 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 I think so. And that was like, it's a really
So
good. It's
everyone
I
knows.
don't know.
Yeah, I just opened it.
I have a lot of downtime at work, so I either read or I will go down YouTube rabbit holes. Um, but the this was something that directly happened yesterday with like comebacks, right? And um, I I know we talked about like comfort and laziness, and that's obviously like a habit that I just have thinking about it, like just blowing giant leads and then getting comfortable.
Mm-hmm. It's a thought process or pattern,
Right.
however you want to describe it. It's
And
not something that you just instinctively do. It is something that like
oh,
you were
you're saying
taught.
it's active.
Yeah, it's something that you were taught at some point. This could have been at, during Smash or outside of Smash, but it's something you're actively doing that leads to, or actively thinking that leads to it. Like thinking like, ah, yes, like I have the lead, things are nice, blah blah blah, or whatever is going on in your head is leading to it. It's not like something just takes over your body and it's just like Falco's like,
Right.
no, 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 we're done playing Melee.
Yeah.
We're gonna camp now and we're gonna do this. Falco can't do that for you.
No, absolutely not. Oh. Oh no. It sucks because like I'm obviously happy. You know, I told you I beat two people that I hadn't beaten in bracket before, and here I am now not feeling discontent because I've learned about this problematic behavior that I have.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't call it problematic, but yeah.
Just to not like label it, like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
to
You just
not pass
you
judgment on it.
yeah. You don't have to label it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's fair.
just is what it is.
Yeah, it's just a behavior.
Yeah.
And did
You
you
can
say
change
this
it.
is something that you used to do?
What? Yeah. I mean, just as recently as like I don't know, dude. Like last tournament before
Oh,
last.
okay,
Like
okay,
this
okay.
this happens. It's the thing is, it's not enough to be aware of it. You have to like practice it like his tech skill. Like everything I'm saying to you, I'm sure it makes sense,
Yeah, no, absolutely.
right? But like it would be like me explaining like the Peach matchup to you, and it's like yes, I'm explaining all these things to you. Falco can destroy Peach in this many ways, and this is the meta behind the matchup, and then the
But you
thought
have to
process.
practice it.
You have to practice it, and it's the same way with like your mental. Like the reason it still happens to me is because I'm practicing it. I still have to practice it. I know the logic, but like I need to apply it, and the way I apply it is I notice it when it comes up, and I have to practice dealing with it. It's not like, oh, that's that thing. Okay, I get what it is. I'll deal with it later. It's like, no, that's that
No,
thing.
you have to
Right now is the
actively do it
time.
right
Right now
now.
is the time to do it. Yeah. So even in like friendlies, I try and like get myself locked in when I'm like either up a bunch of stocks or I might be down a bunch of stocks and I'm like ready to give up and it's like, dude, that's the thing.
Get
Like,
over yourself, do it.
yeah, that's the thing. When you're down 0-2 in losers at a national and you're ready to give up, don't like you don't want to get the practice there. Do it right now.
Yeah. Fuck. That's tough. But that's comforting that I can practice it.
It's comforting
In
that you can
bef-
practice it.
that it, yeah, yeah, like I don't have to wait to be in tournament to practice it, you know.
No, yeah.
I could just practice it whenever I play.
You, it's not even that. You can practice it whenever you do anything. Like,
Oh,
yeah, that kind of broke my brain at Collision. I was
okay.
warming up. I was solo practicing warming up on little TV, and I was like, kind of trying to get myself in the zone and like trying to get myself to be present. And it hit me, and I was like, why do I only practice being present when it comes to competing or playing melee? No wonder I'm so bad at it because I don't practice it outside of the game. It's not like the game is its own like entity or anything like that. It is something I'm doing and spending real energy on. And like I
Wait,
need to practice these things outside of the game.
like just in life, you're saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Just being present in life?
yeah. Because
That,
like it's I don't think my brain will like understand if I only want to be present when I am playing melee. It's gonna be like, oh, well, we haven't practiced this, and the only time we practice this is when we play melee. So like, I guess, but it's like it just it feels for me at least like it's harder to turn on when it's something I'm not actively practicing.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
When
it's not something I
you,
want to use just for melee.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it was for a while. That's what I thought.
Got it, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been, I finished that book that I was telling you about, that Be Water, my friend that Tim was talking about as well. And
I read it. Yeah.
uh oh, you did read it. Okay. What'd you
Yeah.
think?
It's really good.
Yeah. And so I've kind of been I've been practicing a lot of it. Like I took half a journal's worth of notes while reading it, and I've been practicing, a lot, and I didn't like. I'd say I've been practicing it just in life as well, but I didn't think about being able to like practically apply it for like when I'm doing these other things, like because I play tennis too, and like I've been doing that like casually, but
Mm-hmm.
like anytime I'm like like I want like that fine focus, it's like an extra
Yeah.
tune, and just trying to be in that extra. I don't even know how to describe it other than by calling it extra. So you're just trying to like do that extra portion at all times is what I interpreted that as.
Yeah. It's like I'm trying to adopt these ways of thinking, not to just be better at a video game, but to
Yeah,
just be
yeah, of course.
better in general. And like the result, like again, like because the results from the game are just out of my control.
Right.
Um, but I do think there are some benefits to thinking that you have some control over it. Funnily enough, like a lot of the competitors believe that they are good enough to uh, hmm, how do I put it? They believe that they're good enough to win no matter what. And I don't think that's a bad thing.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Last night I told myself I saw that I had Skurzo, and then if I beat Skurzo, I would have Foxes. I was like, oh, I could win mid lane tonight. And then I reminded myself, calm down. You're just here to play melee.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the first part is still like important as far as like a competitor for from a competitor's standpoint.
Yeah. I think as long as you use it, but not like get so immersed in the idea of it, I guess.
Yeah, if you don't let it control the thoughts, maybe.
Yeah.
Man, we're just sitting here talking about philosophy through the avenue of melee.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Life is funny.
It's really, man, I was telling my last student, but like, it's sick once this part is taken care of, because when we start watching the games, it's like, that's where the real fun starts.
Yeah,
Like, right now, all I'm doing when I watch is I'm just looking for my small leaks because the overall big picture is better. Like, I think I believe in my ability to understand the game and play the game. And now I'm looking for those small things, like a mix up I might be playing too much, a mix up I haven't explored, a range I might be too aggressive in, stuff like that. An edge guard that I might be going about poorly. All those like little leaks, and I'm just plugging them like one by one.
like you're building a boat that has holes in it,
Kinda, I don't know.
or patching up a boat that has holes in it.
Well, the thing is, it's
Sorry.
like the goal isn't to have no leaks, I guess, because like I'm gonna be doing this until I quit, and I've accepted that. I'm never gonna
Yeah,
have every leak plugged, and it's like, in one way, it's like, damn, I'm never gonna be the perfect player, I guess. But
it's just
in another way, it's like I always have something new to learn every single day, something new to
yeah,
work on.
man, it's like the same exact thing. Like living in the void, and out of that book, you can never like achieve it. You can only practice it. It's just the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh it's so comforting and discomforting at the same time,
Yeah.
which is nice. That's another thing that I've been working on is just being more comfortable being uncomfortable. So it is nice.
Yeah.
Man, sorry, I'm just processing.
Yeah.
You know, something this now that I had a random silly thought that I'm going to share. After I played Adrian yesterday, Scherzo, he comes up to me and he starts talking to me, and one of the things he says to me is just, "Man, your neutral got so much better. What have you been doing?" Like after he just four stocked me game two, I was like, "Bro, thanks, I guess."
Yeah, who cares about that?
It was just a funny thing.
He probably was right. Your neutral probably did
No,
get
no, no.
better.
I know. It was just funny how it happened. It was a genuine compliment and I took it genuinely. Just it's a little funny story in hindsight.
Mm-hmm.
But it was I don't know. Man, you've given me a lot to think about today in a short amount of time.
That's it.
It is. It really is. I don't know if I want any more to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I started rocking the RPS tag in game to remind me of reaction points because without the reminder, I end up autopiloting poorly right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It is something like I said, I spent the whole month on that, and
yeah,
like
I've been
that was my only goal. So you do
and
have to
I'm
be
trying
like
to
focused with it.
yeah, and I've been trying to also do like implement the edge guarding system and improving that stuff. And there's just so much to think about from like I don't know if I'd call that a technical standpoint
Mm-hmm.
because it's like because it's just like a thought process behind it, right? I don't know.
Um,
Do you think that's I don't know. Is that technical?
Repeat it. I'm not sure.
Um,
That was
like
kind of hard to follow.
implementing. No, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. Um, the edge guarding system that we went over. Would you call that technical or
Uh, both.
yeah? Okay, make sure that's
The
fair.
edge guarding system is like that's the same system you apply to like just the game in
Yeah,
general. It's like you start your option, you check what they're doing, you check which resources they're burning, and you change your mind if it doesn't line up. It's
yeah,
just neutral. It's like you're just checking their options and choosing different options. So like I don't even view it as like edge guarding really. It's just like
playing the game.
we're just in a situation where we both have options again, except you're on more of a timer, so I have slight advantage. And yeah, I don't know. It doesn't feel too much differently from playing like a really bad neutral position, like kind of cornered, shield small. They just hit you with a late backer on your shield, and it's just like, damn. Now you have to do something. You're on a timer. You can't sit here forever because your shield's gonna
Yeah,
break. Pick an option, and whichever option I'm reading, say I think they're going to roll, I position for a roll and they full hop instead, then I gotta change my option, change my mind. I have to deal with the full hop now. But that's very
yeah,
similar to like how edge guarding is, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Melee came up with too many fancy terms, and now we think they're all
me-
separate. Like combo,
yeah,
punish game, pressure, edge guarding, neutral. It's all under the same lens. Except wobbling. Um,
oh, can we just ban ICs though?
no.
Handoffs aren't okay either.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna play fluid at 6, so get my ass beat for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
That character, my last epiphany with that character was that it feels like I'm fighting Marth and Peach at the same time, and I'm sure. Yeah, it sounds stupid. They just like to F smash short hop approaches and like grab and down smash, and it was a silly one, but after I started thinking about it like that, I was playing better. So I don't know. I'll find out in an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I have too much to think about, Kalindi. My brain is melting right now.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Andrew said the same thing. Hopefully,
Uh,
like I'll post this lesson. I'll post you and Andrew's lesson, and like hopefully it resonates with a lot of people struggling
yeah,
with the same thing. Because I swear, like so many melee players go through this.
yeah. This is. I took a lot of notes. I have to reflect.
That's sick.
I always appreciate your talks.
I'm glad. That makes me happy.
Good. I think. I think I've improved more this year than I did all of like a year and a half prior.
I feel similarly.
So
I feel like I've improved in the last 8 months more than I have in the last like 5 years.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm grateful,
that's sick.
and I don't care if I annoy you by telling you I'm grateful like once a month, but
What?
I'm gonna tell you.
Nah.
I didn't think so, but I think we're good. This is a lot to think about,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then I'm gonna
You
try to
should
play
take
more
this
melee.
and oh man, playing melee with stuff like this on your mind is so hard.
But
I
it'll
mean,
be good practice.
it will be.
It'll be good practice. And then when I message you later, like, how do I beat ICs with Falco? Which is a horrible question, right? You can get mad at me and tell me to think about it differently, but
Yeah, I would tell you to ask me a different question.
yeah, I know. All right, I'll
Okay.
let you go. Thank
So,
you.
yeah, sounds good.
And then I'll make some more upsets Saturday so you can say hell yeah, dude, some more.
Yeah, I'll watch if I have time.
All right, all right.
All right.
Later. Take it easy.
See ya.